Blood, triggering black people is so easy, fam. Like, all white people have to do to trigger black people is release some dumb Netflix series about Meghan Markle and colorism and that, and it will set the whole fucking world on fire. So obviously, I don't watch no Netflix series and that. The only series I watch, me and my girl watched the 90 Day Fiance. That's quite funny still. So yeah, go check it out. There's bare seasons and bare spin-off seasons and that. I don't watch any Netflix series, but I had hardly any work to do yesterday, which was Friday. So I came home and I was hanging around upstairs doing something on my laptop, and she was watching a Netflix series about that Meghan Markle girl. And I noticed that obviously, man, overhearing that there's some colorism business to do with the Queen and the royal family. And I've touched on this before anyway. And then today, I'm on Insta and I'm seeing them blog pages. Them one was with that Piers Morgan guy and some BLM activist woman, and they're going back and forth arguing. The woman shouting, raising her voice, and I felt like this woman is trying to go viral. You have to you have to understand, yeah. A lot of people, when they go on TV, they feel like this is their one chance to become viral, so they're gonna do some outrageous behavior, and that's so they get noticed and that. So it's like their 5-10 minutes of fame, innit? And the reason why that Netflix series is probably so triggering in that is because they left it on a cliffhanger, or put it this way, you have to wait for the next episode. Because when my girl was watching it and that, she was saying that the next episode is gonna come out the following week, so it's giving you time to think about it and sit and fester and ponder on it and that. Then you got dumb people, and I ain't gonna say no names because man don't do this YouTube beef, man don't send for no one. I might talk about one celebrity here and there, but man don't diss no one really. Man don't do this YouTube beef. And this is about a gal as well. Man, I'm not no afraid of no gal. No gal on this planet in any way, shape, or form can touch me unless she's gonna poison me or kill me in my sleep. No, they don't get no rascal ideas. But there's one dark skinned black girl. All she fucking talks about is colorism and how it's hard for dark skinned women and that. She's like the dark skinned people, them activists. And this is someone that I see as well. I'm gonna say no names. But she's a fucking coward. I tell you why she's a coward. I'm from Edmonton, yeah? I go running down one alleyway. It's called Mile Alley. If you know it, you know. You don't, you don't. And I see this girl walking down the alleyway. And she's got a big mouth on the net. Talks this, talks that. She tried to come on to people and that, diss people and that now and then, innit? I ain't saying she's a complete troll, innit? But I know she's a coward. I know she's a pussy. I know she can't really back her talk because I've seen her about 3 times when I go running down this alleyway, walking a little dog, and she's wearing sunglasses. Blood. No one else in Edmonton is wearing sunglasses apart from this girl. The reason why this girl was wearing sunglasses is because she doesn't want to get spotted in public. Because she don't want no one to approach her and test her on what she's talking about. What's that comment you made about? I want you to explain that comment. You see me on my man? Man talk mad in these videos and that. If you got a problem, test me. Don't even talk about it, fam. Just swing, blood. When I leave my yard, I'm ready for beef 24/7, fam. Man will back my talk in it, but I'm not like these people that just talk on videos. I talk a lot on videos, but outside on the road, man don't talk, you know. So anyway, this girl was one of them people there, always talking about how it's dark, it's hard for dark skinned girls, and but it's bullshit, blood. I'm gonna play devil's advocate and say, yeah, it might be a little bit more difficult for black people, a tiny bit. But blood, if you apply yourself, blood, you can become successful. I'm the fucking proof. This is why man jumped on YouTube, blood, to show people that you don't even have to be an average, normal citizen, civilian black person and still make it. Like, you can actually fuck up your life. Not that I'm saying anyone, yeah, go to jail, it's all right because you can patch things up. No. But what I'm saying is you can actually fuck up your life. You can go into the negative and still come out and be better than the people them that have never been on the wrong path. It's just an excuse for failure. This racism thing, blood, it don't affect us, blood. It only affects you if you allow it to affect you, blood. Just like depression. I don't believe in depression. Man made videos about this over the years, blood. The only way depression can affect you is if you tell yourself, I am depressed. I've got a condition. I can't motivate myself. I can't become something. That's the only way depression can affect you. Yeah, you can feel depressed here and there. You can have a low point in your life. You can have low self-esteem, which is temporary. But depression does not affect you unless you believe in it. It's just like racism. Racism cannot affect you unless you believe in it. I don't believe in racism. Therefore, it don't affect me, blood. Yeah, it might be a tiny bit more difficult for me as a black man. So what? On the path to success, to become a fucking millionaire, there's gonna be plenty of hurdles. This is just one of many. When you have that defeatist mindset, you're never gonna make it to your full potential in life because you always feel like the odds are against you. I made a video talking about luck yesterday, and I'm saying I don't believe in luck. The only luck I believe in, and I gave this little scenario. Well, basically, some woman must bought some trainers or some shoes. They were the wrong size or they were damaged, and she thought, oh, do you know, I've got a plane to catch, but you know what? Let me quickly try and exchange these trainers and that, or these shoes, and then I'll quickly go and board my plane or whatever. Well, unfortunately, it took too long. She missed her plane. That was the same plane that crashed into the Ross Clark Twin Towers. Yeah, that's luck. Or you're driving down the street and fucking, I don't know, a building comes collapsing or a tree comes collapsing down and that. Yeah, that's lucky if you miss it, but there's no such thing as luck. Like some people say, oh, this person's lucky and that because they're successful. No. Or this person's unlucky because they're unsuccessful. No. The person that's unlucky is someone who is clumsy. They make bad decision after bad decision. They are fucking joker, blood. The person that is successful, they've got a brain on their shoulder. They're calculated. They learn not just from their mistakes, they learn from other people's mistakes. They say a smart man learns from his own mistakes and a wise man watches and observes other people's mistakes and thinks to himself, I'm not making that mistake. Like getting fucking married, bro. Stop listening to these people who tell you, oh, because you're a black person, it's twice as hard, blood. Blood, it's 10 times as hard to be successful in general. Fuck what colour skin you are, blood. This is not the 60s and that, where there are actually things in place that hinder black people. You lot are hanging on to your grandparents' experience and that, blood. Yeah, back in the 60s and 50s and that, when us Jamaicans came over, yeah, things were a lot harder. They used to humiliate us. Man will go into the toilets and that. You know the cubicles are so high, like 8 foot high. The cubicles that black and coloured people could only use were like 2 foot tall. If a black man sits on the toilet, you can see his whole chest, his head. Come on, man. You're humiliating people. But that was back then. No blacks, no Irish, no dogs. That was back then in the 50s and 60s and that, maybe the 70s possibly. But that was back then. We're talking about plus 50 Ross Clark years ago. Stop listening to these fools. I don't care if they're celebrities or that. I don't care if they're in the limelight. These people have just been given a platform. They're fools. It is not harder for black people. In the grand scheme of things, it's not. Might be a tiny bit more difficult. Imagine we're in a race with white people. We might have to start 2 meters back because we're black. So fucking what? Work harder. You know, yeah, it's actually a blessing that we've got it harder than white people. You just don't understand. When you've got it harder, that means you have to work harder, you know. What they say, when talent stops working, hard work prevails or something like that. I'll give you an example. Mike Tyson, I guarantee you the reason why he's one of the greatest fighters to ever walk the planet Earth is because the category that he was in, he was always at a disadvantage. Everybody was taller than him. Every man, even if it was by 2 inches, every man was taller than him. So you know what? He had to work harder than the next man. I guarantee you, if Mike Tyson wasn't 5'10", 5'11", if he was 6'3", I guarantee he wouldn't be as great a boxer he is because he wouldn't have to work as hard, blood. Sometimes it's good to be at a disadvantage, so you work harder, so you appreciate things more. But black people can't see that. They just think, oh, I'm the victim, I'm the victim, I'm the victim. You're not a fucking victim, blood. It's too easy out here right now, man. This is, like I said, this is not back in the day where things were 10 times difficult for black people. It's too easy. It's easier to blame other people and don't take accountability for why you're in a rut, you're in a shit position. We don't, as human beings, forget about colour now, we don't take accountability on a daily basis and that. We feel entitled. Dumb stuff. I'll be approaching a fucking zebra crossing, and just because the highway code told you, oh, cars must stop at a zebra crossing, you're just gonna step out. Let me tell you something. When I'm walking down the street and I'm about to walk over a zebra crossing, if a car is approaching, unless I know, when I step out onto that zebra crossing, unless I know, even if this car wanted to put his foot down and accelerate, if I don't believe that I could get across this zebra crossing, I ain't stopping until this man stops, then I'll cross the fucking zebra crossing. A man might be a madman. A man might say, you know what, I'm gonna lick down black people today and put his foot down. I take accountability. Just because it's your right to step out on a zebra crossing and that don't mean that a man might not lick you down, you know. And you say, oh, well, you know, I'm on a zebra crossing and that, and fuck all that bullshit. You have that mentality that, oh, I'm entitled in that, bro. You ride a motorbike, you be dead in a week, blood. I have right away all this bullshit. The reason why I'm in the position that I'm in now is because I take accountability. Anytime anything went wrong, it was my fault. I know I could have done something to prevent that situation. The other day, I had to knock out some guy. It was my fault. You know why? Because I antagonized the situation. I could have left it. Yeah, a man approached me. I knocked him out and that. Yeah. But you know what? I antagonized the situation. So therefore, is that my fault? It's slightly my fault because I didn't do anything to calm the situation down. And if I went back in time, I would have changed nothing really. But still, I still take accountability in that. Why did I get myself into trouble? Get me? I could have not antagonized the situation and put my man in a position where he feels like he needs to approach me and end up getting knocked out and that. You've got to take accountability, blood. But the people that if imagine if there was some conspiracy theory like, yeah, they want to piss off black people and that Netflix series has done it. That Netflix series has done it because they haven't even put an end to it, or they haven't even, because in my opinion, the Netflix thing is supposed to be like on demand, binge watching and that. You shouldn't need to, I didn't even know if anything's on Netflix, you have to wait for another episode to come out the following weeks. And I thought they just, all episodes are available in that. So now, because there's like a week's gap or whatever, it's festering. People are thinking about it and that. So fucking what if the royal family is racist, blood? Yeah, that might have affected Meghan Markle, but how's that affecting you, blood? Oh, America's got a new black president and that. Oh, Obama, he's gonna save you. Blood, black people are still killing people before Obama, during Obama, and after Obama. I bet if you even check the numbers and the stats and that, there probably was more killings during the time of Obama and after anyway. And even if it deviated a little bit more, a little bit less, it's still the fucking same. It's just maybe they didn't get as much guns in the country at the time, so that's why it affected the numbers, blood. The problem is people, it's like they look to other higher powers to not change and shape their life, but to basically control their life. Put it this way, certain people strongly believe in voting for this president or this prime minister and that because they feel like it will change their life. Blood, since I've been around, who have I seen in power? Tony Blair, is it Jeremy Corbyn? What's that blonde woman's name? Can't remember her fucking name. Not Jeremy Corbyn, Gordon Brown. Who else has been in power? David Cameron and that. Blood, I've always still been the same man. When I was getting in trouble and when I weren't getting in trouble, the same person was still in fucking power. When I was buying properties and before and after I'm buying properties and the same people then were still in power. The grand scheme of things, these people do not affect my life. I affect my fucking life, blood. It's not like a man has locked you in a basement for 10 years or whatever, in it, yeah. You have the freedom in this country. I can't talk for other countries. I can only really talk on America, England, certain parts of Europe like Netherlands and that, possibly Germany, I don't know, possibly France, possibly. You got the freedom to do what the fuck you want. You're not in a racist country where they just fucking hate black people, like allegedly Russia. It's just an excuse for failure, and it's also an excuse for people to brag some more. Oh, I'm a black man and I got this and that. I had to work 20 times as hard. No, you didn't, blood. No, you didn't. We're living life on easy mode right now, fam. Anyway, man, that's it for today, man. My throat's getting dry. I need to sip my rice cup tea, blood. Stay wise. Done now.